How do we practice what we preach? It's very easy to be in a role where you are supporting somebody else in change, and it's so much easier to see what's going on for another person and to give them advice. And yet, in order to learn truly be able to embody what it is that we want to teach another person, it actually is important that we're able to practice what we preach, because then when we speak, it's more than words, it's actually energy coming out. So for example, if I was to tell somebody that green tea would be really great for them to encourage their body and nourish their cells rather than coffee, it would be hard for me to say that and have them believe it and be able to embody that if I'm drinking coffee. I remember the beautiful phrase with Gandhi. It spoke about Gandhi. A woman hiked for many hours with her son to Gandhi and said to her son, Gandhi, can you help me encourage my son to give up sugar? He's addicted to sugar. And Gandhi looked at them both and said, come back to me in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks passed by, and the woman and her son hiked all the miles again to come back again. And it was then that Gandhi looked at her son in the eyes and said, give up sugar. Now, when the woman pulled him aside afterwards and she said, Gandhi, why did you not tell him this 2 weeks ago? And Gandhi said, because I needed to give up sugar. So if you can comprehend that, the idea behind that, it is when we embody something, then our message is so much purer, our message is so much clearer, and our message is then able to be transmitted energetically into another person and hold space for them to move forward. So oftentimes I will be challenged in my life somewhere to learn a lesson, and then within those following 2 to 3 weeks, I'll receive a whole bunch of clients who are going through exactly the lesson that I had just learned. So when I was going through a situation where I'd been with manipulative people in my life and I was able to break that cycle, I then for a series of time attracted a lot of clients who needed to learn that lesson of how to extract themselves from manipulative relationships. When I gave up alcohol in my 20s, I attracted a whole bunch of people around me who were also wanting to give up drinking alcohol, and I was able to hold space for them, and I still do for people who have alcohol addiction. And likewise, all of these different stories for you in your life, have a think about where you are most able to support people. It's going to be where you are practicing what you preach. Do you understand? If there's something that your child is going through and they're not listening to you, have a look at where you're not listening to yourself. And then once you've mastered that, all of a sudden it will move energetically through your family, and you'll be able to help them with that as well. Your loved ones, your partners, your family, and your community, and everyone will benefit. So practicing at what we preach is simply by listening for where it is that we most want to change another, and that is obviously what's happening within us. And as we develop our own internal discipline, our own internal listening, it helps us to practice what we preach for others. Have a beautiful day, body, mind and soul. I love you. God bless.